Okay, let's look at number 3, and they have a relationship, and they say y is equal to. What is y equal to? The opposite of the x being squared minus 2 times the x, and then plus 3. Then they give me two values. They say x equals minus 1. Whoops, let's go back and do that again. X equals minus 1. Well, let's find out what y is. What's y going to be? It's going to be the opposite of minus 1 squared minus 2 times minus 1, and then plus 3. And let's go through that. What do you get there? Minus 1. Let's see, that's going to give you plus 2, plus 3, and that's going to give you 4. All right? So I have a point here, and the point is going to be the x will be minus 1, and the y will be 4. I'm going to call this P1, first point. Let's do the second point. The second point was x equals 2. Let's write that down. Y equals minus, well, let's see, 2, I have to print this variable, right, squared, minus 2 times 2, and then plus 3. And let's go through that. What do you get there? Minus 4, plus 3. Let's see, minus 8 plus 3 is going to be minus 5. Let me write that down. So the y is minus 5, so what's the point? We'll call it P2. It's going to be, let's see, 2 is the x, and the y is, we found to be minus 5, right? I'm going to do the distance. We'll get to graphing in a moment, but the distance here, let's see, the change in x's, so it's going to be 2 minus a minus 1, which is 2 plus 1 squared, and there's going to be a change in y, which is minus 5 minus 4 squared. Let's go through that. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 when squared is 9. Minus 5 minus 4 is minus 9. When that squared is 81. So what are you going to get over here? You're going to get root 90. That's the distance, by the way. All right. They also want you to approximate it to the nearest 100. And again, I would recommend using a calculator to do that. And you should get 9.49. All right. Let me go to the key, take a look at that, and see if we got those answers over here. Sorry about that. If we have those answers, and these are answers right over here. Did it again. We're getting it. Let's also do the midpoint. And how you do the midpoint? It's an average between those 2 points. Again, I will graph it as well. Well, let's put this down. So minus 1 plus 2 over 2. That's the average of the x's. And then 4 plus or minus 5. I'm just going to put down minus 5 over 2. What do you get there? 1/2, and then you get minus 1/2. Let's look at the key and see if we got that. We do. All right, so I'm going to say, let's just look at the graph paper. And, why would you do that? Because they're asking me to graph the points, by the way. Do you have to do that to get this information? Well, let me go back and read it to you. It says graph the ordered pairs. Yeah, we can do that. Minus 1, 4. Right about there. I'll label that. Let me put the label down. So minus 1. I did it again. And what's the other point going to be? 2 minus 5. 2 and then 5 down. So 2 minus 5. And again, if you want, you can put the right triangle in if you want. I'll do that for you. And for some students, this might be helpful. For other students, this may not be helpful. And let's just count it up. And I'm looking at the size of a right triangle. It's a right triangle, by the way. And a nice, easy Pythagorean theorem. The base of that triangle is 3 units. And the height of it is going to be 9 units. All right? Pythagorean theorem, distance. Let's see, 9 squared is 81. And 3 squared is 9. What do you get there? You get root 90. And again, if you want to approximate that using a calculator, you can. But bottom line is, we're getting the same thing. All right? Now, certainly, if I'm looking at the picture over here, and again, it's not the easiest thing to be looking at, but I'm going to say, midpoint, I'm just looking at the x's now between those things. I'm going to say somewhere over here. Let me go back to blue. And the y value midpoint, I'm going to say somewhere over here. So midpoint's over here. I'm going to say ballparking it. Yeah, it's in line with what we believe over here. Again, I want to go back to the answer key and point out these are the answers. Graphing it, does it help? It may. It may not help you, though. You have to decide how you want to do things, but the answers are being listed, and hopefully you can agree with those answers regardless of the technique that you're using. Thank you.